I need all the women on the check-in one time. I need y'all to just clap your hands with me one time, baby. Clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands one time. Yeah. One time. Yeah. One time. Come on. Hey. Hey. Break down. Yeah, yeah. One time, baby. Ladies, break it down. What you say? Come on. Yeah. That's right. She's gonna do it naturally, baby. Whoa. 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 See, y'all, man, I only get like 1.5 seconds to get this going. Come on. Yeah. I'm gonna be back though. Sucker free DJs, baby. Yeah. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah.
You know, that was one of my mama's favorite songs.
Mine too.
Shaka Khan.
One of my favorites.
That's Shaka too. That is Shaka. That wasn't Whitney. God rest her soul. That was not Whitney. That was
the
Shaka.
original.
You always play it. You know, you're an original cat, brother.
I don't think they understand it.
You
so
different.
I just played it. I stayed low. I just press a button.
Nah, you're original cat, man.
Yeah.
You different.
Say that.
You know what I mean? Light skin Keisha. Would you? Never mind.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh,
that's the thing. He didn't do it. You didn't introduce me as like.
No, I didn't.
Today, so this is shocking. So you see the expression on her face.
You know why?
Don't do that to directors.
Because the slime green distracted me. I had
slime.
Yeah, I was like, yo, go
explosive. He said slime.
The slime green. But anyway, we welcome back, people. We back with Director Shay. All right, guys, let's get serious. How do you guys?
Director Moody.
Director Moody.
It's the green. It's messing with me.
See that?
It's messing with me.
Moody. I'm sorry.
Okay. I got the coolest boss ever.
No,
it's okay.
Director Moody, Tawana Moody. You see what that slime green do? You see?
Get this man some water. Can y'all
He was very adamant too. He was very.
Hey, JB.
Get the director some water too, please.
JB. You see what this slime green do? Well, I can't work like this, man. I'm about to
this
put my head.
This is banter for off camera. This is not the on camera banter.
See, I'm trying to. You guys, we need to get serious.
This is supposed to be reserved for off camera. During the break, that's when we do this foolishness. Let's
that slime green.
Let's get it back. Let's get it back together.
That's that slime. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Thank you so much, Detective Boma. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Director Moody, I want to apologize.
Let's collect ourselves.
Please don't have nobody follow me home, Director. All right, I'm sorry.
Get him, Tawana.
I just please don't allow nobody to follow me home. I don't want Director Moody, Tawana Moody. That is Director Tawana.
Thank you,
Moody.
I think we're gonna need a teleprompter eventually. We're gonna need to get him a teleprompter so we can make sure.
So,
Detective Bowman,
Director,
that was
as
funny.
we were saying,
Yes.
you're excited about working together and the things that
That's
you
not
want to
jail
do
water, that's
in the
good.
community. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more, or you just kind of want to?
No, but here's the thing. I love going to community meetings, and so for all you guys that are listening, because I don't have social media, so I was dabbing you on that one because I think it ruins people's lives, right? Sometimes it could be a positive thing, but when you start putting death and different stuff and not allowing people to be regular human beings, you'll never find me. The most social media I done grabbed is when I went viral, right in February. But if you ever looking for me, you ain't gonna find me on there, I promise you that. But I say that to say that I wanna say to anybody that's watching, if you having a community meeting, it's important that you invite me. I know this job don't come with sleep, but I know God will give me rest when I need to.
That's right.
Okay.
Wow.
And I say that because everybody want to be heard. And sometimes if you put the whole community in one place, right, it's not really personal. right? And you got to turn this situation that we're dealing with in Jersey City personal, right? So I want to come to your block, and I want to come to your block, and I want to get on your Zoom, because I'm coming, right? I'm not fearful of that. And I tell people so oftentimes, people go into meetings with general answers. I can't take that. It makes me crazy, right? People want to be heard. So a lot of times I go to meetings and I want to just listen so I'll know how to fix it. But if I don't never give you the opportunity to tell me everything that's wrong, it now looks like I didn't tell you the truth, or I didn't care about what your concerns was. But I need to hear them in order to fix them, right? Because a lot of times you'll find, you know, what you'll learn is what people are concerned for in one district, they're not concerned in another district. So they have different kind of needs, right? So when you have in meetings, tell me what it is so we can see how we can fix it together. So most of the people I've met with thus far, and I've met with a lot, I give accountability back to them. I'm gonna send you my office, I'm gonna do park, talk, and walk, because that's some of the things that I have added since I've been here, which is the police get out the car, they don't park their car, come talk to you and see what's going on, walk the streets, they don't stay for a little while and they're gonna go, right? But when I give you a park, talk, and walk, or a directive post, or because you got a lot going on, like on, you know, with homicides, different stuff for the year, I'm expecting for you to tell me how it's working out. Call me back, email me back. What I do is follow-ups. You forgot about me, but I put you on my calendar for 2 or 3 weeks later. Because I need to follow up with what you had going on. And I think accountability is very important this day and age, and anywhere that you are, that if you're not accountable, you're wasting my time and I'm wasting yours. So with me, it's very important to do follow-ups. It's very important to meet with the community to see how you can make it better. And you can't be afraid to implement what other people have. You can work it in together, right? Because if we're asking you to help us to win the community back together. Now, when we put police officers, pastors, communities, and everybody working together, we're never going to get completely rid of crime, but you can put a dent in it, right? Because we look like we doing this thing together. But when you trying to say it's the officers against the community, right, or the community, you know, vice versa, where are we going, right? So with our chaplains, we're able to get them in senior citizen buildings, the people that can't get out. Right. Let's get them some prayer. We're now getting ready to go into rotations to where we can help with some of the officers, because when these murders and different things start to happen, they crowd the hospitals. So now we're getting ready to have cops, besides the off-duty cops that the hospital pays for, the chaplains will be inside of there so that every family can get prayer, and when they're broken, so it don't turn into an outrage and become too impactful for our police officers. So our chaplains are in rotations from there. So we want everybody to do their part.
Wow, that's a blessing, man. That's evolutionary as well. You know, and years ago, I said, you know, listen, I feel like the fabric of our community started to die when the president of the church, you know what I mean, left. I mean, that was our foundation. Regardless of how bad you were, it's like still there were certain things that didn't, you know, boundaries get crossed because of that. Ain't nobody selling the drugs in front of no church.
That's right.
Ain't nobody drinking in front of no church.
Ain't nobody smoke a cigarette in front of no church. That's right.
No, oh, that's Pastor so-and-so.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't care if he was the biggest drug dealer in the world. When the pastor came around, you know, it was definitely a difference being made.
Definitely.
And then I feel like the presence of the community, you know, when it came to the churches, it just tore up the fabric, man. I mean,
go ahead.
What's that?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
We can hear you.
So, Sheena Johnson, who would all know who she is.
Yeah.
She says there was an incident in April on Bergen and Fulton where a suspect was struck with a police department SUV. Police vehicles are not weapons, and nowhere in policy is this allowed. This is not the first nor second time this has occurred in the last 10 years. What will be done to ensure the community this behavior will cease immediately?
So, yes, I do know who Ashina is. Hello, Ashina. Here's what we have, and I think it's very important that everyone understands that as well. When police officers are involved with anything, okay, it is not an IA matter. It is the prosecutors, right? Because it can become like our IA team will take up for my guys
Conflict
with there.
of interest.
So that's definitely that, a conflict of interest where we don't get involved with cases that's still open. Now, if something comes bounce back to us, that's when it becomes on us. Now, in that, training is something, and why I put a whole training department there. Because from any incident you have, good, bad, or indifference, we can always keep learning from it. So when we see that officers are making mistakes, yes, anybody that do something they shouldn't, sure, they're gonna be accountable for it, right? They'll pay for what they need to, but training will also be there. But when cases are outside of us, and it goes over to the prosecutor's office, we cannot interfere there because now we're messing with their investigation, so we can't elaborate on things like that. But if we can generally ask the question would be accountability. If you do something wrong in the police department and you should be punished for it, it'll happen. It's not who you know and how you can get around it. That's not a politic thing, because it's important that we show that the police officer, yes, humans, and they're going to make mistakes, but they have a price to pay just as well as anybody else do. So in that, I think that's the best way that I can answer it without causing confusion to the officer or anybody that's involved with that. When it's under investigation, it is something that's hands off for us.
Ms. Jimenez, you got a question?
Yes, I do actually. When Mayor Fulop was up here and we interviewed him, he made a comment about, being in a position of leadership and how everything falls back on you. Now, with that being said, and kind of to go off of what Ashina questioned with you, there's a lot going on in the community. There's a lot going on, particularly on the South Side. And a lot of people feel as though the police aren't doing their job, or the police are doing too much, or the catch-22. How do you react to all of this banter about, how the police are reacting to certain situations like this incident, and how the police are not reacting to other situations like the increased shoot gun violence that's going on? How do you, being in a position of leadership, react to those issues?
Right, so if I can take one part at a time with that, a lot of people would feel like Jersey police officers don't do a lot. They do a whole lot. I think what happens is so oftentimes everybody want a cop on their corner. I have 912 of them, right? You can probably put them on every corner, but then who's answering the rest of the calls? We want everybody's life matters in Jersey City. On the South Side, do you get a lot more that goes on? Absolutely. But the majority of our police officers are in the South Side of things. So when we have incidents that has to go on there, people got to understand the civilian aspect of things that I love is that I now get to have it impact, or when decisions are being made, they're not, brushed under the rug, because I think a lot of times that's what people think. Officers do things and then they're brushed under the rug, and that's not really the case. We deploy most of our officers to there because everybody's life matters, but especially to the South Side of things, if someone does something wrong, they have to be accountable. Because if not, that makes me a hypocrite. That makes, if you're an officer, you can do something, but then Officer Blue do the same thing, and it's not going to happen. So with me, since I've taken over, my thing is consistency. What's good for him is what's good for her. So the consistency and just trying to make a difference there. It's been a couple of months for me, but I'm excited about the changes and different things that we think we can bring to help the community feel safer.
Do you think the community should be made aware when the officers have a disciplinary action? Once it's done, obviously not when it's during arbitration,
Right.
but once everything is done, because that's the only way the community is going to know that they
assured.
were held accountable. How do you get that a message across?
Director Mooney, hold that thought.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. Remember what that question was?
Yes.
Sean CB, we need you. Take it away.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yep. 1 2 check. Scott LaRock, what's up, baby? You got me, Scott? One time, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, you looking sweet tonight.
Shout out to Director Moody, man. She's a great guest today, baby. She's a great guest. She really is.
Wish that I could love you right.
One time. What I say, the cookout of the club, ladies, let's go, ladies. Come on. Yeah. One time. Yeah, that's right. Break it down like this. Come on. 5, 4, 3, ladies, let's go, baby. You gotta be moving your arms in your hand.
I'm so excited.
Break it down, let's go. Yeah, yeah.
Gee, I feel so lucky now
Yeah.
to have you all along, girl.
What's wrong, Anthony Smith, man? Make some noise for Anthony Smith. Old Nicholas over here. He done shaved all the hair off his face, y'all. Shout out to Anthony Smith, man. The Blacks and law enforcement. Shout out to JB with the great strap. Shout out to Elton with no haircut today. We having a great time, man. Mama Blue, Harley Race is in the house, y'all. Let's get to it, baby. I'm doing my show. Break it down. Come on, like 1, 2. Yeah. Yep. Come on. We're gonna go like this, y'all. Break it down. Yeah. Shout out to the Sucker Free family, man. Shout out to Sucker Free. Shout out to Blacks and Law Enforcement Agency. We back and running, y'all. One time, baby. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Well,
check.
Welcome back, good people. I mean, again, you're bringing you back, Officer Colin. I'm very serious.
Okay, Mr. Lenny Green.
Tanya, Moody.
Tawana.
Oh, man.
What I say? I said Tawana.
You said no.
You said Tanya.
Then you go lying again.
I didn't
You know
say.
what?
Oh my
It's the
God.
lime green. It's the lime green. Director, I'm sorry.
Burn.
Get this man some more water.
That's supposed to be my series. Can I have some water? Let me get your water.
No.
What is this? Sorry.
This man some more water, please.
Thank you.
Director,
It's the lime green, Director.
on behalf of BLESC, as an executive board member, we sincerely apologize to you for Officer Collymore's behavior tonight.
Thank you, Director.
Because he's off.
Just say director. That's it. He's off. Just say director. That's it. Thank you.
You know, hold on. You know, I'm not sure if this water. That's the problem. I had a glass before we started the show, but I'm not sure this water.
Okay. We don't have that much time left. Back
All right.
to the questions, please. Thank you.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Who up next?
Director Moody.
We gotta go back to her question. It's okay. I'll be Tanya. I'll be Director Shay. I'm a child of God.
Amen.
So it's all right.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
let
right.
it go. Forgive
Tell
me.
us,
Don't
Juan.
waste your forgiveness on that.
But Director, the water. Anyway, what was your question?
My question was basically being in a position of leadership. How do you respond to the community's outrage at what's going on in the community? And in addition to that, I was also asking about how does the community know if the officer was held accountable and what the disciplinary action was for the officer?
I think I'm more excited that y'all wanted me to come. Because I think it's a way for people to understand. And even when I took over in February, it was it's like a list of some things, nothing crazy, but that's always something people want to know. So we have our IA department where complaints and different stuff is at. It's very important to know what complaints are in there and to make sure that the complaints are closed out. So when, say for instance yourself, if you had something that's open, it's important that they close it out, but they're supposed to notify you that it's closed out.
But do they notify me and then tell me what the outcome was?
Yes.
That's okay.
So what they do is, just for the privacy as well for the cops, right? So here's what you have. Let's talk about social media where me and you can agree that we don't always do it. So they'll tell them that this case was what's name and the officer was the necessary things that needed to happen. Now, why do you say that? If I say to you, because we have a lot of the officers that's, all of them are in here are officers, if Detective Bowman did something, right, he has to be disciplined for it. Now, if we go tell you what his discipline was, it's all over social media.
True.
Am I really being fair to Detective Bowman when he got to go talk somebody off the ledge? They're going to just remember the negative part of this is what happens. That's where the community will have to trust that what needed to happen to them happened, because the person that filed the complaint know the end result. Now, if they decide that they want to share, and that's what makes things bad sometimes, because everything is social media, it's not there.
Right.
I got to look out for the person with the complaint as well as the officer, right? Because that's he still got to be an officer in the street, because every situation don't cost them their job, right? So then if he really has to go and help somebody, what if all they remember is his face and the comment that he had that, bad communication or whatever it was his situation. So we do have to protect that. So we did have Deputy Chief Flora and myself have it where IA complaints, where a lot of people didn't want to come tell us about what somebody doing. So now we have it online, right? Where tell me the good that they did, but also tell me the complaint. So now the complaint don't just go to our IA department. I got civilians on that too. So it go to me, and it go to the IA department. So where people were saying that cops are covering for cops, no longer true, because I see the same thing. So if you file a complaint, whether it's good, bad, or indifference, right, I'm going to see it. So now I get to say, what's going on? There's something about him calling me Tanya indirect again, right? I get to say, how did we fix that, right? So we did put that online so we can help the community to feel a little bit more insured. And I think most of the times, not the social media aspect of it. The social media aspect want to know, how bad did I do, Detective Bowman? Versus, I fixed it. I put him back in training. I put him back to say he can't do this, or he lost days, or he did this. I'm not here to humiliate him because he didn't, did a crime. Now, when people do crimes, understand, we have this policy where you instantly come up off my payroll until you figure it out. So more so, we have that now. Complaint.
So are you in favor of a civilian review board?
I don't have a problem with it coming when they pass it, right? Because I know, they're going to have it out there. We don't have a problem with it being there, but it just needs to be fair. It needs to come from when they voted that we all would have to do it and make sure it's favorable of the community as well as the cops, because you have to respect it from both aspects. So I'm not against it. I'm not.
Yeah, because I see the Civilian Review Board can be very politicized. It could become very political if it's not, if all the components to keep it fair.
Yes,
as
long as it's done right.
It's got to be done right.
Correct.
And for the most part, our guys are not like other departments.
If it's okay for me to just say this, I don't think it really would do too much damage to Jersey City, because I don't think, a lot of times people think they got a lot to hide. And being on a civilian aspect of it and seeing it, it's not as much that they think that they're doing is happening. That's not really the case. So that's why I don't think my guys would have an issue with it either. Because they're not really trying. They're real professionals when they do it, and when people are not professional, we help them to jump in line to being a professional.
Do you think police officers need sensitivity training in light of not just what's going on in Jersey City? I'm talking about across the nation with the Black Lives Matter and a lot of the police brutality. Do you think that sensitivity training would be important for the officers?
Unfortunately, Director, Tawana Moody. Up in Jersey City Police Department. Fine.
Real quick,
We're gonna wrap this up.
Ask real quick. What else do you have coming up before the summer is over in the communities?
So I know we're trying to, Detective Sarmiento is trying to put together And I'm trying to help her with a bouncy house, a 5-block bouncy house. I know coming up towards the fall, I'm trying to have my, get ready to get in trouble because I'm gonna tell them now and then they're gonna all send me some notes or flat my tires. I'm dancing with the seniors. So I want them to dance I want them to dance with the community, right?
Wow.
And so I want to get a hall where I can make that really nice.
August 3rd too, right?
Well,
August 3rd.
August 3rd is our National Night Out.
Yes.
And we got it going different for National Night Out. Please come out. It's very important that we do community and together. So we do have Night Out coming on August 3rd.
Well, Director Tawana Moody of Jersey City Police Department's finest, I want to thank you for joining the show, having a conversation with BLESC. We're thankful for having you again.
Thank you.
Anything that BLESC can do, we will assist you.
Give it up for Tawana, man.
Give it up. Give it up for Mama Blue. We love you. President Anthony Smith. Scott, always doing a great job. JB, appreciate you. And light-skinned Keisha. Can we confiscate this slime green shirt?
I'm gonna wear it every show, so I just want you guys to know. Thank God the show is twice a month, so I'm definitely gonna wash it and wear it next show.
Take it away, Chauncey.
Peace and love.
We gotta stop her from coming in the building with that lime green shirt.
Hold on. That's it, Scott?